What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Now, for today's video, I want to talk about the one thing that many Spider-Man fans have had on their minds for the last few weeks now, and that is, where's Tobey Maguire? And specifically, why haven't we seen him in any of the Spider-Man No Way Home trailers or TV spots just yet? Now, we all know that the worst kept secret in Hollywood has pretty much been the involvement of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in the film, but I actually do believe that there could be another reason that we haven't been getting too much info on where the original Peter Parker has been as far as this film's marketing goes. Now, obviously, the filmmakers are going to go out of their way to make sure that any spoilers or important information is carefully hidden behind NDAs, cleverly timed asset releases, and just a general understanding from those involved that a reveal of this size would be best kept for the first viewing experience itself. But the actual reason we haven't seen Tobey Maguire's version of Spider-Man nearly as much in theory videos, plot leaks, or images just yet may just be that he isn't really that big of a role in the movie to begin with. Now, personally, if that turns out being true, that's kind of a bummer to me, since I actually have never seen the Amazing Spider-Man films, and while I do enjoy the new version of the character with Tom Holland, Sam Raimi's initial Spider-Man trilogy is what made me really like the character of Spider-Man, and Tobey Maguire plays a large part in that for fans of a similar age as me. That being said, if this version of Peter Parker is a big part of the movie, and that could be the case since Doc Ock and the Green Goblin are obviously pivotal to the story, I think the filmmakers' ability to hide the actor from the trailers and TV spots so far has been phenomenal and really well executed in the grand scheme of things. But then, of course, there's always the odd chance that something serious could go down in No Way Home that has to do with the original timeline's Peter Parker, and maybe even some character beats for the new Spider-Man to process. For all we know, Tobey Maguire's version of the character could die and serve as some kind of Uncle Ben to the MCU Parker who never really got that in his own timeline. Now, this is all just wild speculation on my part, but I do think that since Spider-Man 3 kind of robbed us of ever getting a Spider-Man 4, and since No Way Home is basically trying to be a live-action version of what they did in the Spider-Verse movie, what better way to do the Uncle Ben death scene than to have Tobey Maguire kind of fill in that role of mentor passing on the torch in this new movie. Still, I, like many others, kind of want to see the stories and plot lines of the original Spider-Man trilogy tied up as soon as we can, since there's a lot of stuff that was teed up in those movies that never really came to be. Dr. Kirk Connors turning into the Lizard, Peter marrying Mary Jane, Doc Ock actually doing something different from floating, you know, the normal stuff. But as far as I know, Kirsten Dunst isn't in this thing, the Lizard got done in the 2012 reboot, and Dr. Octopus is back in his full glory. Speaking of which, maybe he actually is a good guy in this, and that could be an important point for Tobey Maguire's character, since the last time we saw the two of them together, they had kind of set their differences aside. All in all, I think the reasons we haven't seen Tobey Maguire just yet are mainly due to the timing of the marketing campaign, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's also due to them hiding plot points from us that are actually really important to the story. Or he could just, not really be that big of a deal and only shows up to fight at the end or something. How lame would that be, though? Anyways, these are all just my own thoughts on the subject matter. Now, whatever yours happen to be, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below.